Hello fun people, I'm Isaac Carlson, and to celebrate the most magical time of year, we are going to discuss why the legendary Scrooge McDuck hated Christmas. Now, of course, a part of the reason Scrooge despised the jolly holiday is in part due to who initially served as the inspiration for his character, Ebenezer Scrooge. When Scrooge was brought to life by Carl Barks, it appeared that he combined the attributes of the conservative Scottish duck who appeared in the 1943 propaganda piece The Spirit 43, which was a thrilling look at how American tax dollars was poured into defeating Nazis, with the characteristics of the wealthy, cynical, and selfish main character from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, who, wouldn't you guess, loathed Christmas at the beginning of his story.
Ah! Humbug.
Using these two entities as a starting off place to introduce a rich old uncle for Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck was brought to life for the 1947 comic Christmas on Bear Mountain, which was actually referenced in DuckTales 2017.
Christmas Eve dinner will be served promptly at 8:15, followed by the annual screening of Christmas on Bear Mountain at 9:08.
But even though this was Scrooge McDuck, he started off a bit different than the way we know him as today. In his first story, he was depicted as a bearded, weak, and crotchety old duck who was under the belief that Christmas was a stupid time of year and was determined to hate everyone around him. This original incarnation of Scrooge even claimed that he had never had any fun in his life, but of course he wouldn't stay so downtrodden and angry for long.
Bah, humbug.
He said it!
In what would be his third incarnation, Carl Barks pivoted Scrooge McDuck's character in the story titled The Old Castle Secret, and it was here where we got to see McDuck get established as an explorer. We got to witness the first adventure he went on with Donald and the boys, and we were introduced to the rich history of Clan McDuck. Suddenly, Scrooge McDuck was no longer just an angry duck sitting alone in his mansion. Now, he was a duck people could get behind, understand, and root for, especially as Scrooge began to take on an identity as the richest duck in the world, was granted a deep and rich backstory when he was given more attention, and was able to break into animation video games in the Disney parks. His hatred of Christmas just kind of dissipated as he was continuously expanded upon as a character. Hating one of the most magical holidays ever just didn't need to be his one characteristic, but of course that didn't stop him from taking on the role that helped inspire him in the 1983 film Mickey's Christmas Carol. Over the last few decades especially, Scrooge has come so far from his origins as a Christmas naysayer and actually seems to enjoy celebrating and being a part of the festivities. In the Mickey Mouse short, Mickey's Christmas Crisis, or Chaos, depending if you watched an episode of Mickey Mouse Works or The House of Mouse, Scrooge and the boys are brought to sing Christmas carols in front of Mickey's house. In Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, on Christmas Day, Scrooge goes to Donald's home to feast with his family.
Merry Christmas indeed.
And in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, his family stays with him in his mansion and encourages his nephews to be selfless so they can become good ducks and get on Santa's list. He was a great uncle and really wanted to party it up during Christmas. Now, sure, in Duck the Hall's a Mickey Mouse Christmas special, which I was pleasantly surprised existed since I adore the modern Mickey Mouse shorts, Scrooge said he never even celebrated Christmas before, since his family would always migrate south during the winter. Because I guess you can't celebrate Christmas when there is no snow? I don't think that seems completely accurate. As someone who grew up in Wisconsin, Christmas without snow does sound kind of weird, but come on. The duck who claims to be smarter than the Smarties couldn't figure out a way for all of the ducks to be able to celebrate Christmas? I'm just not buying it, especially since he was so happy to see the red-suited man himself.
The endless monuments to that reindeer-rustling red-suited rip.
You see, DuckTales 2017 attempts to explain the reason Scrooge McDuck has been associated with hating Christmas for so many years in the episode Last Christmas. When Dewey found Scrooge hanging out with the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future on Christmas Eve, Mr. McDuck finally came clean about his feelings toward the holiday. The truth was that he didn't mind ornaments, candy canes, and spending time going to Christmas parties from throughout time.
But you hate Christmas. That's a bit of an act. My family, my business, secretly keeping the world-eating serpent Jormungandr at bay. The what? I just need one night a year where I can really cut loose.
Really, the only part of Christmas that he despised was
Santa Claus? No! That churlish chimney chaser is not to be trusted.
Now, the story of why Scrooge McDuck hated Santa was actually revealed in the DuckTales 2017 episode, How Santa Stole Christmas. Here we are told that when Scrooge was a young lad selling coal, he stumbled upon Santa Claus when he was just a polar bear giving out toys to local people during the harsh winter months. On the surface, they were far from alike, but each of their drives inspired the other, which led the duo to quickly become friends and coal-selling business partners. And before they knew it, they not only had a ton of customers, but they also committed themselves to delivering coal to all those people before Christmas Day. Now, to accomplish such a feat, they fought their way to discover and acquire the Feliz Navi Diamond, which gave them the ability to slow time one night a year. The only problem was that when Christmas came around, Santa couldn't follow through with their plot for the holiday. And to Scrooge McDuck, that was a direct betrayal of the business and friendship they were attempting to build. While Scrooge hoped to profit as they warmed people's homes, which would allow him to rise out of poverty, Santa only wanted to warm people's hearts. And quickly, it was clear to Scrooge that Santa was going to choose his idea of Christmas over him. Santa had a mission that he wanted to share that was perfectly articulated back in Duck the Halls.
Sharing joy with the ones you love. That's the true spirit of Christmas. And you carry it with you inside your heart.
And I absolutely agree with Santa's ideas that the best part of the holidays is getting the chance to come together with those who I love. Obviously, this year I can't do that to the extent that I would like to, but I'm trying my best to be present and show I appreciate everyone in my life. And to be honest, that just wasn't something Scrooge appreciated at the time when he was friends with Santa Claus. As quickly as they had come together, the two were forced to go their separate ways. And from then on, Scrooge never trusted the man who he had felt stole his plans for Christmas right out from under his bill. For the longest time, Scrooge would badmouth the bear anytime he came up in conversation and even set traps for the red-suited visitor of Duckburg. It seemed that with few friends in his life, the feud with Santa Claus just cut Scrooge McDuck deep.
Okay, so instead of spending Christmas in a billionaire's mansion waiting for Santa Claus...
That man is not allowed in my home. He knows what he did.
Luckily, though, many years later, Santa commissioned Scrooge's help to deliver his gifts. And while at first Scrooge tried to undermine the operation, eventually he saw the magic in what they were doing, and he gained an appreciation for the Christmas that Santa Claus had built over his immortal life. Santa's gesture of coming back and a new appreciation for Christmas warmed Scrooge's heart, which was exactly what Santa had always hoped to show his friend. Finally, Scrooge found a new love for the holidays. Fun people, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. Thank you so much for all of your support and kindness, especially over 2020. And to all of you who are new, make sure to subscribe and click the beautiful bell, and then click on another magical video in the description or on the screen. Finally, as always, thank you to my patrons, thank you for watching, and have a magical day.